Okay, this is chapter 8, the assess on page 129 onwards. We're looking at question 2. It says the diagram shows a cuboid. Please note it's not a cube. It's based on a rectangle, if I put it in those terms. It's a 3D rectangle, and there's a cuboid. It says draw the net of this cuboid accurately on the squared paper. Now, what I did before in the other vids, I sort of visualised how it was going to look, so I did that sort of thing, and there it is. I can see 6 faces. Therefore, my net will have 6 faces. Alright, so I've got top and a bottom that's the same. These 2 smaller rectangular faces, and these bigger back and front, bigger rectangular faces. Now to try and draw that for you, let's do it in blue. Let's just do the bottom. The bottom will be 3 by 5. Let's put it in the middle somewhere. So 3 by 5. Join it up. Oops, missed a bit there. Oops, that's not very good. So that's okay, 3 by 5. So if I'm going to break this open, it's going to flop over here, and that's going to be a 3 by 2. So 3 by 2, so stick it over here. Like that. On the other side, that flops open. I've got something like this. Oops. Like that. So that's the, I dropped it, never mind. That's these 2 sides done. Now these longer sides will be 5 by 2s. So that's going to be 2 across there, 5 down, 2 across, 2 back, 2 down, dropped it again, never mind. That's that. And let's put the lid on it, shall we? I can either put I can do a 3 by 5 on this side, or a 3 by 5 on this side, doesn't really matter. I'll put it over here. So 3 by 5 across there. Finish that off a little bit, and that's that. Not hard, is it? So if you imagine that's going to be on top of there, and this will fold across the creases shown there, or across these edges. That will make that net there. And I think I'll label the sides for you. That's clearly 5 centimeters. That part there is 2 centimeters. That part there is 2 centimeters. That's 3 centimeters. What else we got? These are all 5s, aren't they? 5 centimeters. That's going to be 3 centimeters as well. All these are 3s. You can tell by squared paper what it's going to be anyway. You can all count. So that's 2 centimeters. That's 2 centimeters as well. So if you were to cut it out on a flat piece of square paper and score the edges with lightly with scissors, then you'll be able to fold it and stick it with sellotape and make this pretty little box. And that's the net of the box. Now next question, and this is question 4 on page 130. This is the net of a 3D shape. It is made from 3 identical rectangles and 2 equilateral triangles. All it asks us is the name of the shape. Well, don't call it Toblerone. I gave you the name under a previous video, and it's called a triangular prism. Just as an aside, prisms, if I was to draw that for you, will look a little bit like, well, that's an equilateral triangle, sort of. It sort of goes back like so, and not very good, is it? So if I draw a dotted line like that, you can see what's happening inside the shape. So that's that. Why is this a prism? Well, wherever I cut the shape and just get a nice fresh slice through there, I'll get the same rectangular face exposed. So I've got the same area, what it's called a cross-sectional area. And it will be the same wherever I cut it. So imagine I was to cut it across there with a knife and just push my knife down through that. I'll get a lovely triangular face exposed right there, wouldn't I? And I'll chuck this little front bit away. Whatever happens is I'll get a triangular face, and which will be equilateral. So what's so good about that? It has the same cross-sectional area however you cut it through the shape. Right, so that's a prism. But a pyramid, for example, the square based thing that looks a little bit like that, again very crude, all the all the main points, all the main edges come to a common place. Let's just try and draw that again. So square base, put a point there. I'm going to draw you there, you there. This is really hard. So that's that. So there you go. That comes to a point. That's a vertex, obviously. And so we have the main parts of reaching a point, and if I was to cut it across the middle, say, and look down, I won't get exactly the same size square, will I? No, I would not. I've got the main square base and the isosceles triangles here that make up the square-based pyramid. So let me just write it for you. Square-based pyramid. So pyramids come to a point, prisms have the same cross-sectional area, however they're cut. Okay, that's essentially that. That's an aside. And let me just rub out this rubbish. It's badly drawn, and I'm not very good at it without the straight line facility. So that's that. Next part. Right, selling cars apparently. This is question 6. A car salesman. Obviously, this is one of these real-life graphs now in the assess. A car salesman is paid a monthly salary plus a bonus for each car he sells. He's paid as shown in the graph below. So monthly salary, number of cars sold. Please note he gets paid something even if he doesn't sell a single car. Look, what is his basic monthly salary? That means without having sold anything. If you look very carefully, I see 2 squares above 1,000. That is going to be £1,200, alright, for selling no cars. How much does he receive if he sells 6 cars? Really, really hard. So 6 and then read it. Okay, let's use the line facility. We possibly can. So hit 6, hit the line, turn left. My goodness, this is hard. I think it's 1,800. That's what I'm going to say anyway. So that is 1,800 squids. Now the 5 is going to be really tough to draw, but let's try it anyway. So 5 is between 4 and 6. So that one, hit it, turn left. Now I think it's meant to be like a square difference. So 5 cars is going to be £1,700. So how much does he get paid for each car therefore? Well, 6 cars 1,800, 5 cars 1,700. So the 1 car difference must be £100. So he gets £100 for every car he sells. Fair enough? Okay. How many cars does he need to sell if his income is to be 2,800 in a month? Well, let's just take a look. He wants to have this much per month. He's going to get 1,200 anyway. If we take that away, we've got 1,600. Now, how is he going to make that up using cars? Well, every car gives him £100. Therefore, 1,600 divided by £100, chop, 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 chop. Well, he's going to sell 16 cars, isn't he? So just review that. 16 times 100 quid, 1,600, plus the extra £1,200 basic, takes him up to the 2,800 the guy desires, or it could be a female guy, you don't know nowadays. So that's that. Now calculate how much he will earn if he sells 22 cars in a month. Wow. Okay, so he's going to get his 1,200 anyway, plus 22 lots of 100. Let's put it all together. £1,200 plus £2,200. He will earn £3,400 per month if he sells 22 cars. Well done, you. Next question in the assess. It says here, I think it's the last question, question 7 I'm going to do now. Write down the equations of the lines A, B and C. Okay, we've done this in a previous video. Well, A is that one there, passes through x equals 4, so all the x's are 4. Guess what? X equals 4. Leave B alone, I'm going to do C. C passes through the point 1.50. In other words, x equals 1.5. Don't have to call it 1.5, I prefer 1.5. Again, what we noted here, that coordinates don't have to be whole numbers. You can have halves just like you can have negative ones as well. Right, and now the B passes straight through 2 in the horizontal way, and that's therefore the equation y equals 2, not x equals 2. Alright, now it says draw a pair of axes. I can't be bothered to do that, they've done it for me. I've got to draw and label the following lines with these equations. X equals -2, guess what, I'm going to pass through -2. So I'm happily going to grab the line there and shove it straight through that, and I'll label it now. So that's x equals -2, happy with that one. and y equals minus 2. Okay, let's do this one in red. Right, y equals minus 2, straight through there. So grab it, pass it through, label it in red, and that's y equals minus 2. Quite nice. Y equals 2, y equals minus 2, and of course x equals minus 2 as opposed to x equals 1.5 or x equals 4. That is chapter 8, the assess done at foundation level. Now time for a cup of tea or some equivalent nightcap.